Hello and welcome to a feast of FA Challenge Cup action from one of the most famous clubs in the Cup's history, Aston Villa. Famous for winning the trophy 7 times, renowned as the last holders of the original trophy, albeit in dubious circumstances. When Villa won the Cup in 1895, they became the only club to win it and lose it the same year. To reward their supporters, Villa put the Cup on display in the shop window of William Shilcock, the football and bootmaker of Newton Row, Birmingham. From there, the trophy was stolen, never to be seen again. But just look at their impressive FA Cup roll of honour. Finalists on no fewer than 9 occasions and winners 7 times going back to 1887 with victory over West Bromwich Albion. In 1892, West Bromwich revenge and Villa were runners-up. 3 years later, those close neighbours were to meet again at Crystal Palace, this time Villa winning 1-0. 6 of that victorious side played in 1897, beating Everton 3-2. Newcastle and Sunderland were the next victims. Huddersfield were beaten in 1920, 1-0 after extra time, but it was to be 37 years before their next cup win, that over Manchester United, 2-1. In this video, we'll bring you the excitement and uncertainty of cup football as we look at victories over Wolves and 4th Division Crewe, who so nearly became giant killers in 1989. We'll also take in Villa's best recent cup run when they reached the last 8 in 1990. We start, however, in 1957 at Wembley against the famous Busby Babes, who were everybody's favourites to win, unless, of course, you were a Villa fan. United were already the league champions, but Villa had the belief in their ability to win the Cup for a record 7th time, and in Peter McParlin they had a match-winning hero, or villain, depending upon your point of view. Our commentator, Kenneth Wostenholm.
So to Manchester. Crowther. Got to Saul. McParlin. And that was a fair charge, but unfortunately their heads have collided. And both McParlin and Wood are out. And on come the 2 trainers racing at a tremendous rate. There's Peter McParlin, and still very shaken, but Ray Wood is just being lifted up now. It's just one of those things that can happen in football. A first shoulder charge, then 2 heads just collide. And, well, you know what happens when your head hits somebody else's. There's Matt Busby, Manchester United trainer rather, and now Matt Busby walking on in the Trilby hat. And Matt Busby bending down, and Jackie Blanchflower going to don the green sweater and going go. And here comes the stretcher for Ray Wood. Well, this really is a tragedy. After 6 minutes play, Ray Wood carried off on a stretcher after that collision with McParlin. And I think it can't be said too often, can it, Wallet? That was a pure accident and just one of these unfortunate things that happen in any sport.
No doubt about that at all, and I should think Douglas Edwards now will have to go back into the centre half-back position. But it seems a great pity, really. This substitution thing obviously is going to crop up again very strongly.
The loss of Ray Wood was a terrible blow to United, but Wembley finals were cursed with accidents at that time. It was to be another 10 years, though, before substitutes were to appear in a cup final. Down to 10 men then, United were forced to change their formation and managed to hold on until half-time. Wood had recovered sufficiently by the start of the second half to play on the right wing, but even he couldn't have coped with McParlin's finishing.
Go to Manchester. Berry to Taylor. Two men usually keeping a careful Taylor. That's Sayward to Sewell. Soul again. Out to Smith. Burn to Whelan. Smith. Once again it's Whelan, and once again it's Smith. Now, Dixon. McFarlane, it's a goal by McFarlane. Minutes of the second half gone. Peter McFarlane has put Aston Villa into the lead, 1-0. And won't they have something to tell their pals back home when they get home? And so Manchester United really up against it. 1-0 down after 66 minutes. Winningly taken goal. Now here's Wood. Myskov. McFarlane screaming for the centre to come across. There's McFarlane. McFarlane again. Feels for hands, but the ball hit the player. It hit Fouts, and so therefore, of course, there's no offence. Taylor. Sayward, Dixon, Sewell, Crowther. 20 minutes to go. Villa 1-0 up. Smith. Crowther. McFarlane. Dixon. And he's hit the bar. Post it. Goal! McFarlane has scored again. And Peter McFarlane, the Irish international, with 19 minutes to go, makes it 2-0 for Aston Villa. And there's the man who's been booed all through the game, undeservedly. At least he's got his own back by scoring 2 goals. Taylor and Edwards getting in each other's way. Another corner. And Edwards going to take this one. But I think it'd be much more use in the middle. Ray Wood's in there too. Taylor. A goal! Taylor has scored! And there's Tommy Taylor, England's centre forward, who really brings Manchester United back into this game. 2-1 now. And there are 8 minutes left for play, 8 minutes plus any additions for injuries. Now then, Wally Barnes, are they going to pull it out of the bag?
Well, they could well do, because the Villa have suddenly changed their tactics in the last 5 minutes and gone on the defensive.
Ray Wood is going back into goal. Well, that's a great move. He's just taking the jersey. There he is. A tremendous cheer. Jackie Blanchard is going centre half. Her Majesty the Queen with the FA Cup. Stanley Rouse on her left, Arthur Drury on it right, and Johnny Dixon to receive the trophy. The 7th Aston Villa captain to receive it. Behind him, Jackie Sewell, who until John Charles was transferred, the most expensive footballer in Britain.
So the trophy on its way to Villa Park for a record 7th time. Tottenham Hotspur now hold the record with 8 victories. The FA Cup throws up its fair share of local derbies which add to the cup atmosphere. This 4th round match in 1983 was such an occasion. Wolverhampton Wanderers were heading back to the First Division after 1 season in the second, and they had the ex-Villa favourite Andy Gray in their side. Peter Withe had taken over as centre forward for Villa.
Wolves, who were beaten 4 times by Aston Villa last season, twice in the League and twice in the League Cup, are playing from right to left in the old gold and black, and Andy Gray goes up for his first tussle with Ken McNaught, the Villa captain. Gray has come to the near post with a chest control. Eaves! Mel Eaves, the top scorer for Wolves this season with 14. He's got twice as many as Andy Gray, but Gray believes in his Wolves colours he makes more goals now than he did at Villa Park, where he felt he was an out-and-out scorer. The combination there in the first minute looked effective for Wolves. Well, those Wolves supporters, it's almost a home match for them, just down the motorway. They must be pleased with the way their team have started here. Good length on the kick from Nigel Spink, headed back by Palmer. Into Cowans by Matthews, and into Humphrey by Morley, who appealed for hands. Keith Hackett was well positioned, and Wolves can come away with Gordon. 4 Wolves players forward. 5 now. Steaming down the left, Jeff Palmer. In early, meant for Andy Gray. Eaves coming in, Gray, Hibbett. It might run for Rudge. The sheer speed of that Wolves attack caught Aston Villa by surprise. Wolves had so many players forward when Hibbett won the ball in midfield. Palmer made the extra man, and there were plenty in the box as well. And the run of the ball didn't quite favour young Dale Rudge, number 8. Bremner. He was nearly on the end of that, was Dale Rudge. With Shaw. Shaw again, with off the post and in. Peter With scores his first goal of 1983. And so simple. A series of ricochets off Wolves players. I think Rudge at the end there couldn't quite control it. Shaw was in. With got a chance to shoot with his left foot to the left of Burridge, off the post and in. So in the battle of the centre forwards, Peter With is the first to strike. It's his first goal since the 29th of December. Gray to Smith. Well won back by Rudge. Here's Hibbett. And it was Williams who brought the ball away, and Morley scooting off to the left to make the width. Referee will penalise Mick Matthews for a foul on Gary Williams. Alan Evans is making his way forward for Aston Villa. Andy Gray has had to go back to look after him. And With wins another one. Gary Shaw is up. Knocked back in by Blair. Morley was waiting for the ball to come to him. Humphrey got in first. It's a very good ball by Humphrey to Gray. And it's a good run by Mel Eaves. Hibbett on the far side. Eaves on his own. And had to really do that. It was a good move, that, by Wolves, and it went back almost 30 years to the long ball days of the Stan Cullis era. A very good ball played from the right back position by John Humphrey out to Andy Gray. Lofted on beautifully for Mel Eaves, who run into space. You can't be more direct than that, except perhaps with the final shot. Bremner. Williams. Good running by Bremner. Villa are moving well. Shaw's come to the near post. With his further over. Header out was by Dodd. Oh, given away by Palmer to Williams. With far side, sets it up for Tony Morley, whose shot was blocked by John Humphrey. Hibbett. And now trying to release Gray. Oh, there are some good touches from Aston Villa now. This is Shaw. Out on the left is Morley. Gibson's in the attack here. Away by Dodd. Only as far as Gibson, who miskicks and tries again. Morley to Shaw. Morley. Blair. Well played by Blair. Oh, difficult for Burridge. I think it hit the outside of the angle of post and bar from Andy Blair. He was very tight there when he tried to cut the ball back, and it hit the outside of the frame of the goal. It's the Midlands' very own extravaganza, this cup tie. Created so much interest all week. Here's Hibbett for Wolves. Matthews coming to the near post. Williams in the way, and away by Blair. Oh, Gray is up with Spink and he beat him. Rudge is in there. It might have run on, first of all, for Eaves, but he had to turn and find Humphrey. And that's not very convincing from him. John Pender made it. Rudge. Just a moment there of vintage Andy Gray. The way he got up and beat the goalkeeper in the jump to flick the ball on. Hibbett. And again, a very good kick by the goalkeeper, forcing Dodd to play the ball out in order to stop Gary Shaw. Here's Blair. Williams. Cowans. With to Blair. Gibson, good positioning by him and a good effort too. Burridge got down to that one. And looking at that shot as he went down to his left, he'll only be wishing that he could have got down to the earlier one from Peter With. It was heading for the similar corner, that one from Colin Gibson. With comes in and a diving header out by Mel-Eves. Aston Villa have some heavy armoury at corner kicks. While Gary Shaw hovers around the goal line, there are some six-footers waiting there to come in a crowd. Evans, With and McNaught, with Bremner in attendance. And away by Palmer, not the kind of corner that the big men would appreciate. But they might appreciate a long throw from Alan Evans. Well, With went down under challenge from Gray, in by Evans, McNaught, and over. Andy Gray came over the top of Peter With initially, knocked back in by Evans. McNaught had the final header. Been some progressive football from the second division side, even though they end the half a goal down, and on the play maybe a shade unlucky Wolves to find themselves in that position. Peter With was the scorer after 21 minutes. Evans on, Morley with. Oh, and Morley was only inches away from making contact, and With is well aware of that. Hit it with his left foot. Well, you might say it was meant as a shot, but it was nearly a pass to Tony Morley. Palmer. Gray. It's about now, maybe, that Aston Villa will be feeling the effects of playing two strenuous cup ties this week. Hibbett crosses. Gibson's header was not good. It's Andy Gray who should have done better. That was the chance, maybe, that he may look back on with some regret. Morley. Gibson. And Blair. trying to chip the goalkeeper. It was an astute effort by Andy Blair, but I just wonder at the other end a moment ago whether we saw Wolves' best opportunity. Andy Gray, honest man that he is, may say after the match that he should have scored. Certainly he should have got some meat into the shot, because it was a poor header by Gibson and Gray didn't make proper contact. Blair. Shaw, no! Well played by Alan Dodd. Give the defender credit. Bremner. Blair, who supplied that last pass, now he's looking for Williams. But Villa tucked so many goals in on the near post, thanks to Gary Shaw, that Wolves there will thank Alan Dodd. It was Blair's cross, Shaw was in the right place, but Dodd was also there to challenge and put Shaw off. Oh, what a good ball that was. But Wolves are so quick to hunt down the man in possession that what looked like a good ball, in fact, didn't give Gordon Cowans quite the chance he wanted. Free kick to Wolves, taken quickly. Is this their last chance? Palmer. There goes Gray, and Spink may have just been caught by Gray's foot. The delay can only help Aston Villa, because time is on their side. Cut-tie that brought the Midlands to its feet.
Villa got through the fifth round with a 4-1 win over Watford, but went out in the quarter-finals to Arsenal at Highbury. In 1989, they looked destined to become the giant-killing victims of 4th Division Crewe in the third round.
A midday start at Crewe, it looked like being Villa's high noon. The 4th Division leaders, 750-1 outsiders for the Cup, took a 5th-minute lead with a quality goal. Mark Gardner, the scorer. Modest, unfamiliar surroundings like these have often been the setting for cup upsets. Keown's own goal made it 2-0. Gentle mockery on the terraces suggested a third-round banana skin for Villa. But then, reorganised by 2 half-time substitutions, they systematically Crewe's Cup dream. Platt scored Villa's first. 5 minutes later, as Villa suddenly seized the initiative, it was 2-2. Kevin Gage, the scorer. The trip up the M6 looked like being worthwhile after all, and sure enough, 13 minutes from the end came the moment that football romantics dread. McAnally's winner. But he and his teammates knew they'd been in a match. Crewe Alexandra 2, Aston Villa 3.
Villa showing strong character to come from 2 goals down and deny Crewe their day of glory, only to fall in the second round to Wimbledon. We now take in 3 matches from 1990 that saw Villa into the last 8. In the third round, they were drawn away to 2nd Division Blackburn at Ewood Park. A 2-2 draw meant a replay at Villa Park, and a crowd of over 31,000 turned up for this little epic.
Same referee as Saturday, Trolford Mills of Barnsley and Blackburn Rovers in blue and white halves. 6 times winners of the FA Cup against Aston Villa in their claret and blue, who've won it 7 times. Sharing the record with Tottenham Hotspur. And Orman Royd, and not a bad early cross, it was headed away by Mayle. Here's Price. Good run by Chris Price against his old club, he went nearly all the way. Finally Finnegan. And Finnegan again for Blackburn. Kennedy over on the right, Garner's up there too. This is Kennedy. And Kennedy's shot, oh, what a goal! What a start for Blackburn Rovers. Andy Kennedy in 50 seconds. Well, a cup tie that reached great heights on Saturday starts with an explosive moment here. Andy Kennedy takes on Gareth Williams, cuts inside, left foot shot, a beauty. And that stunned the Aston Villa supporters and given Blackburn real belief. Well, Kennedy, who'd scored 4 in the last 4 games, now makes it 5 in 5, but I doubt whether he's got a better one than that this season. This is Miller. Simon Garner, number 11, Sellers. And now Daly for the Villa. Price is to his right, Gage is here too. Ormonroyd. Cowans. Right across, Daly didn't quite make it, and it'll come for Gage. Corner. Well, we're off to a flying start here. Now, Blackburn are going to be very careful on corner kicks because they let a goal in at Ewood Park on Saturday when it was flicked on and Ormonroyd scored. Olney and McGrath, the players in the near post area. There's Ormonroyd again. And it's going to come out to Gage. Blackburn breaking with Mail. Well, Villa beaten only once at home this season in the league. That was by QPR, but Blackburn start off here with Andy Kennedy as though they really mean business. What a good goal. Olney. Well, since they took that stunning lead, Blackburn Rovers have been shutting down the Villa players at every opportunity, not giving them an inch, and Villa have got to find their own space now. It's not going to be conceded to them. And they should be able at some stage to impose First Division quality. This is Gage. The other fullback, Williams. He's away. Ormonroyd. Goal kick. Well, Ormonroyd at 6'4" is always going to be a handful for any defence when it's in the 6-yard box like that. Forward by Cowans, and the balls that Cowans is delivering from midfield represent at the moment the biggest concern that Blackburn have. He's spraying it around. Tony Daly was impeded as he went for that one from Cowans, which is why the free kick's been given. And Paul McGrath has made his way into the penalty area. So now is Mountfield. Blackburn defending stoutly. Garner. Daly. That'll be a throw to Villa. Ormonroyd, McGrath nearly made it. Gage might. Deflection. Oh, referee, hands behind his back, said nothing. But still Platt threatening them. Oof. Well, in the end, I think it was Frank Stapleton back there that got it back to his goalkeeper. But there was a hint of a penalty, but nothing doing. Kennedy. He's away again. Finnegan to his right. Well played by Finnegan. Garner's in the penalty area waiting. Finnegan's cross. And Kennedy couldn't quite make it. The shot coming in by Reid. And Blackburn threaten again. Nicky Reid had the final shot, number 2. on the run, Ormonroyd and Daly. Blackburn Rovers, who've done so well to maintain their momentum this season after two bitter disappointments in the playoffs at the end of the last two campaigns. Great compliment to Don Mackay, their manager. Sellers, Sully. Daly. And Price. Now that's a good-looking ball. Ormonroyd's underneath it, so was May. Cowans. And Geno didn't make it at all. Olney was the player challenging him. Gage, Platt's in there too. Cowans. Oh, it's Ormonroyd with a superb equaliser. And the Holt end salutes the goal by Ian Ormonroyd. 27 minutes gone, and whatever Kennedy can do, Ormonroyd appears to be able to match. Cowans had the first shot, it span loose, and Ormonroyd instantly into the far corner. We've seen two goals here, right at the top draw. You won't see two better shots than that in a long while. One each. Kennedy's header. Sellers. Reed. Stapleton. Reed again, and Kennedy's coming across McGrath. Miller to Garner. And Platt having to work ever so hard back in defence as captain. Cowans, that's not a bad ball. Daly, and Daly's through for Villa, and he's gone wide and scored. Oh, another admirable its own way for the Villa fans to appreciate and for Daly to celebrate. The First Division team in the lead in the 33rd minute. Gordon Cowans' passing so far has always been dangerous. Just the way that Daly got away from the defender, went round Terry Geno, stayed cool, 2-1 to Aston Villa, who therefore take the lead for the third time in the tie overall. Kennedy's in there, but he flicked it across, and a chance here. What a scramble. Simon Garner was in there, so was John Miller, and neither of them could quite get the finishing touch. And Villa were a bit fortunate. And indeed, Blackburn Rovers might have equalised in the last seconds of the half. But the goals we've seen here, if Marco van Basten had got the one that Andy got, they'd have shown it all over Europe, probably for most of the next 2 or 3 days. Then the Villa fans saw Ormonroyd equalise with an equally good shot in many ways, and Daly put them ahead in a 6-minute spell. And the two clubs continue to produce cracking cup football. Gage. Olney, it was a nice turn. Good challenge by David Mayle. Now Kennedy. Sully. And Sellers, a terrific run from midfield. He must have gone 50 yards, and Mountfield had to come across to cover behind McGrath. Ormonroyd. Nice ball. Olney! Olney had the shot, but the build-up came from Ormonroyd, who was possibly dealt with a little unfairly by the fans when he first came here for Villa's record fee, the number 11, but he's certainly shown some good form of late. Here's Daly. Oh, look at that skill by Daly. Ormonroyd. Oh, what a good tip over by Geno. Oh, that was really very, very good football all round. You had the cross, you had the header, and you had the save. You couldn't ask for more. Well done, Daly. Olney's flick on. Away by Finnegan. If ever a move encapsulated the way this cup tie has been played across 2 games, it was that last Villa attack. Tony Daly started it, up against Chris Sully again, and twisting inside and outside, and delivering a really good telling ball. Olney's up, Ormonroyd gets the header down, and that was Geno with a very good piece of keeping. Oh, Stapleton. And McGrath, penalty was it? Yes! Paul McGrath on Frank Stapleton. Penalty to Blackburn. And more drama. Now McGrath play the ball. Well, if he tried to, he was late and he caught Stapleton. Couldn't argue very much with that, could you? And Andy Kennedy missed the last one Blackburn had, so Frank himself takes the responsibility, the 33-year-old cup veteran, to take the kick. And brilliantly saved by Nigel Spink. And the Villa fans salute the goalkeeper as they did on Saturday. And Frank Stapleton, who I haven't seen, to be fair, take many penalties, he drove it low, but Spink read the way it was going to go, offside. Well, I don't quite know what to expect next in this third-round cup exchange. Blackburn Rovers, who saw Nigel Spink defy them so many times on Saturday, now see him spread himself to make what could be the most important save of all. And Frank Stapleton, who had earned the penalty for Blackburn, has to rue the miss. Forward by McGrath. Birch. Olney. Ormonroyd in the middle. Too high for him. Reed. Platt! What a good volley by David Platt of Aston Villa in England. It's quite extraordinary that lots of people are talking about Platt as a possible England striker. He's played most of the season for Villa in midfield and scored nearly all his Villa goals from midfield, and there he hit the bar from midfield. Price. Mountfield. Simon Garner. Sellers. The deep crosses for Gale. John Rose coming in. Oh, and I don't believe it. It's Simon Garner of all people. The club's record scorer had the chance there to equalise, and I've seen him put those away so many times. Scott Sellers played the ball back, and the long cross here. First of all, watch the substitute Lenny John Rose on the knockback from Howard Gale. He might have got a shot in, but he completely missed it. And now Garner, well, he hit it hard enough, but it was over. Daly. Oh, he's away from Mail. Platt's in the middle waiting. It's there. And now it is over. Tony Daly gets past David Mayle. And there's a slight touch on it, and I think it was a defender anyway. And Daly here goes to cross, and watch David May own goal, number 5. What a sad end to the tie for him. Making it 3-1 to Villa, and now surely it is over. And Aston Villa are on their way into the 4th round. It's Daly, the tricky man, whose contribution will be remembered in the end, because he scored the second, made the third, and here's Mountfield to Birch. Well, we've been way through these 2 matches, how exciting it's been. What about the last couple of minutes? It could have been 2-2, and in the end it was 3-1. And when they look back on what will be a long road to Wembley, they'll remember the 3rd round match between Aston Villa and Blackburn Rovers, and Nigel Spink, who I suppose, when all the incidents are analysed, will be remembered most for the penalty save from Frank Stapleton, which eventually was a major contributory factor to Villa going through. But 2 storming games, compelling football, exhilarating for the spectators, and it all finishes up in a replay. Aston Villa 3, Blackburn Rovers 1.
So, Nigel Spink, the hero of the 3rd round, but in round 4 he could have stayed at home as Villa scored 6 with no reply against Port Vale. The match was only 8 minutes old when a free kick from the left was touched home by David Platt. Another free kick, this time pumped high into the penalty area. The Vale defence failed to clear, and Paul Birch strikes from 20 yards, 2-0 to Villa. 7 minutes after half-time, Villa go 3 ahead. Platt picks up the ball on the halfway line and runs straight at the Vale defence, leaves the cross to Birch, and Ian Olney appears on the far post. 65 minutes gone, and a free kick just outside the area puts Vale further behind. Stuart Gray beating the wall and the keeper. "11 minutes from the end, Paul Birch gets his second, courtesy of the substitutes Gray and Heath and the Vale defence. That's 5. And that's how it stayed until the 85th minute, when Gray second and Villa's 6th. A result to delight Graham Taylor and a crowd of over 36,000. It set up a 5th round tie against West Bromwich Albion, the victims of Villa's first FA Cup final victory back in 1887. Tony Daly, that exciting winger who missed the Port Vale match, is back to help them overcome the 2nd Division strugglers.
Sun makes an appearance, and the wind causes more of a problem. McNally, Platt at him. Goodman and Platt. Good bit of skating by Goodman, and that's well used by West. Bartlett will be hoping to turn on it. 20 minutes of the match is gone. That's a good cross! Turned away by Mountfield. McGrath. Talbot too strong. Total misjudgment by McNally. This is Olney. This is Price. Ormonroyd on the far side of the area. The tackle, but Daly picks up. Play by Talbot, just pressurising the man in possession. Mountfield! Nobody went with him.
So often the telling header from Derek Mountfield, his 8th goal of the season. And after the player-manager tried to put the player on the ball under pressure, Mountfield had stolen forward in the defence. The cross was a beauty, and Mountfield just a little glance, and it's 1-0 Aston Villa. White. McNally. Goodman. Stacey North. Bit of time here for Burgess. And the scorer back in defence. Cowans. Not even Daly can chase that. Goodman, lost out to Nielsen. They're in trouble. Good heavens above. Straight between two defenders with a goalkeeper, a spectator. Well, they've had two amazing escapes, Villa. One when Kevin Bartlett crossed, watching, and just a few seconds ago when the ball came the other way and bisected two defenders. Goalkeeper watched, no attacker there to find a touch. Right, challenged by Burgess was a bit late. The one by White was a bit awkward. Gage. Daly. Lost out to Talbot. Cowans, Ormond Royd. Chase for Goodman. Free kick against Mountfield. The referee seeing it as a stretch for the ball rather than anything unscrupulous. White, number 6. Blocked by Daly. Harvey tried to get it through, but that could run kindly. Came off Goodman, off McGrath for the corner. McGrath knew very little about that. Just thumped him around the left ear. North forward. Better have left Daly up. Albion have left 2 back to watch him. Dropped in, and he's good, and is a brilliant save. Really got down well, did Nigel Spink. And the player who dived in, it was a little difficult to identify from that posture, was hurt in the process. A brave header and a good save. Got a back flick from Stacey North, and the foot was high, and I think it was Colin West who got it. But it's a match poised, waiting for something decisive to happen. Might have done then if Mountfield hadn't have intercepted. McNally. The Irishman twisting and turning. Mountfield. Goodman was waiting for just that. Lots of possession for Albion. West. Header across the face of the goal and nobody to come on it. Torber comes away disappointed. Nobody at all came in to collect his header across the 6-yard area. And I think if he'd have had our view and seen who was around, he might have headed for goal. Instead he headed across, but nobody came up. At least not in time. Goodman, not true. West and Nielsen, won by West. There's three big fellas down the centre of the Villa defence. So hard to unlock, especially in the air. Orman Royd's gone for the return. Comes instead to Daly. Oh, it's bouncing a bit. Price! And he will perhaps feel it should have been, had a full sight of it. Tony Daly cutting inside his man, having popped up on the left wing. Price was looking at it all the way, got full view, just past the far post. Well, they're a little over 3 minutes away from a place in round 6. White, good challenge again by McGrath. Certainly one of the contenders for man of the match. He and Mount. Here's Tony Daly, only up with him. Daly, still Daly. It's all over now. Villa are in round 6. Electrifying piece of Tony Daly brings the grimace to the face of Stuart Naylor. Albion are out. Villa march on. Took on North, was away from Harvey, and past the right hand of Stuart Naylor. Always been there as a threat for all the pressure from West Bromwich Albion. Up to that point, one head looked as though it was going to decide, although many heads at the back had ensured that the lead would be maintained. Now all is removed. 1 or 2 people go home for a late lunch, and Villa know that their challenge on 2 fronts is still very much on. Tony Daly, goal number 6, and another pointer made for Villa, and maybe elsewhere. The referee now has only the time he's allowing for stoppages to consider. Didn't have to consider long. The goals first by Derek Mountfield, whose partnership with McGrath and Nielsen at the back was absolutely crucial to the Aston Villa victory, which was clinched by Tony Daly with an electrifying run that put the Villa supporters away from their worries, the team into round 6.
Villa in the last 8 then. They were drawn against Oldham Athletic at Boundary Park, and it was there the cup run ended. They went down 3-0 on Oldham's notorious plastic surface. Villa fans have to look back 35 years to their last FA Cup final victory. 2 goals from Peter McParland in 1957, giving them their 7th win. Let's hope the 8th isn't too long in coming.
Dixon.